I never looked at my father like straight in the face, looking like this, like with whole full look. I feel like maybe he thinks I was a mistake. For your own father not to look at you in the face is strange.
All right, what do you want to confess today?
Okay, so my secret is that if a guy tries to ghost me or if I think I'm being ghosted, I will text them from my girlfriend's number, pretending to be a different girl that they met out the weekend before, ask them what they're doing, and then show up where they are.
Have you ever actually done that?
Yes, 100 times. It works literally every time.
And what do you do when you meet up with them?
Oh, I just say hi. I'm just like, hey, you can't ghost me. Like, I think it's fair to ghost, but you just can't ghost me.
All right, what do you want to confess today?
I am here to confess that to get my current apartment, I forged the paperwork, including the pay stubs primarily, because I had lost my job due to the pandemic and I was on unemployment, and our landlord was forcing us out, so I kind of had no choice because no one would take me if I was on unemployment. So I just forged the pay stubs, pay my rent on time every month, so I see no problem.
I didn't buy my own snacks in college, so instead of doing that, I would cut little holes in the bottom of my roommate's snack bags and steal them out the bottom.
Did she ever find out?
To my knowledge, she never found out.
Did you feel guilty doing it?
Never. I thought someone should be eating the snacks.
I want to confess a time that I stole from my church. So I was very involved in my church when I was like 10 or 11. And then I started working at like a store where you could trade in Bible bucks for like actual toys or candy. So I was behind the counter of that, and then me and my friend conspired to steal all the Bible bucks and purchase the biggest item in the store, which was a race car, like an electric race car. They knew that it wasn't actually attainable, like to get that many Bible bucks. So we got into trouble, and then the next Sunday I show up at church and there's a cop. He yells at me, my parents ground me, take away all my privileges. It was not a good experience, definitely some lessons learned.
I'm a LARPer. That's live action role playing. Basically, grown men fighting each other in equipment, whatever the theme is.
How'd you get into it?
Huge Lord of the Rings fan. Lived with 3 guys, my best friends in college, who are equally bigger fans. One of them, probably the biggest Lord of the Rings nerd ever. He actually speaks Elder Scroll. I wear a 15-pound steel helmet, and I use a sword, which is Aragorn's staff from Lord of the Rings.
And you fight?
Yeah, we fight. It's a huge field. We have a guild, so our team's 4 people. There's a rule book. It's called the Alliance Rule Book. It's about 200 pages. It goes through everything, what you can do, what you can't do, what you can wear.
What do you want to confess today?
I want to confess apologies to my grandpa. I once accidentally perioded on his couch and in a panic just flipped the cushion. It's still there. We don't know what it looks like today. It was a few years ago.
Did he ever find out?
Nobody found out until this video. I hope Grandpa doesn't watch Lad Bible.
Pretty lucky that the cushion just flipped without...
Yes, oh my God, it's a disgusting green couch that was bought in, I think, 1980. It was disgusting before, and now it's even more disgusting. And thankfully, the cushion was the same on both sides, or at least it used to be.
What do you want to confess today?
So my confession is that I kind of regret having a sex change. I think that had I known back in the day, or 10 years from now, because I'm not that old, but if I would have known at that time that my body was enough and that I could just be me in order to live my truth and not care about just the conditioning of society and all these cis heteronormatives of what comes with the nature of being trans, I would have just kept the body I had. But it is what it is. But yeah.
What message do you want to share to maybe younger youth going through the same thing?
Do your research. I think it's very important to do your research. Really talk to a therapist. Really figure out what you want for your life. this is a huge decision. It's not something to just be played with. You cannot go back, you know?
Was it tough for you to confess that?
Yeah, it's vulnerable. It's something that's, you know, it kind of feels naked. It kind of feels like I'm naked right now, but I'm kind of feel like I was born to be naked. I was born to, you know, metaphorically speaking.
Yeah.
I mean, that way too, you know, honey, I don't mind. But, you know, I just feel like, you know, I was born to say something and to speak out and to use my voice in a way that's gonna, you know, be honest.
What do you want to confess today?
I killed my neighbor's cat and I never told anyone.
On purpose? How?
Well, I was 6, I was playing with its whiskers and I thought they were way too long and would be totally in its face the whole time, so I cut them.
So when I was little, I wanted to clean my brother's fish tank, so I put a bar of soap in it and I murdered all of his fish.
And then a couple days later, the cat goes missing. I see those missing posters all over the neighborhood. And it went missing on that fatal haircut day, mustache cut day, basically.
How many fish does he have? Or did he have?
He had like 5. And then we buried them in the backyard and I never told him.
And then I asked my dad, like, oh, can you cut a cat's whiskers? And he goes, what? That's a terrible idea. Don't ever do that. That's its navigation tool. If you do that, it will get disoriented. It's like blindfolding a person. Never ever do that. And so I got terrified and realized that I must have killed that cat by cutting its whiskers.
You never told him? Mm-mm. So what did he think happened to his fish?
I don't know. I think they just got sick or something. I don't know.
So you had a little fish funeral.
Yeah.
A lot of dead pet stories today. All right, what's your confession?
My confession is that I'd like to kiss all my guy friends' girlfriends.
How come?
It's because they're attractive. And I guess throughout the years, I don't know, I've hung out with them and you get to know them. They become your friend. And then you build an attraction. And I guess it's something I've just been playing with, like the idea. Maybe I've like ignored the first few years. I'm like, okay, they're pretty, so what? Well, I'm like, they're pretty and I want to do this. But not that I would act on it, it's just the feeling.
What's the closest you've come to?
It was probably just like flirting, like healthy flirting, interacting with them.
Do any of them know?
No, none of them know.
And do your guy friends know?
No, none of the guy friends know.
Well, do you want them to know?
Yeah, I want. Me doing this is pretty much to let everybody know.
What do you want to confess today?
So today I'm confessing a secret that I held on to for a long time from my past. And the secret was basically that I still harbored so many feelings for my ex-boyfriend and felt like he was the one long after we broke up. It took me so long to get over and I felt like I went insane. I thought about him every day almost. It felt like I wrote letters from his perspective to me trying to explain why he may not reciprocate. And I just felt like he was the one who I would call on my future wedding day to someone else, asking why it didn't work between us. But ultimately I felt like these feelings would be a burden for him because he had moved on.
Do you want to let him know?
No, I don't. Because the one thing I learned from that secret is that you'll never get the answers you want from people sometimes. And sometimes when I look back, I don't know if I really did love him as much as I thought I did for so long, or if it just became a habit and a pattern to feel so, to feel so in love with someone who didn't reciprocate. And I think if I did tell him now, I still wouldn't feel this level of satisfaction that I think I would.
All right, what do you want to confess today?
So a few summers ago, my family and I went to Spain for a month and I had a secret boyfriend. I was just hanging out by myself and we met. He's from France, and after that, almost every night I would sneak out around 2 a.m., hang out, go to like a bar, get drinks, just see like Madrid, and around 8 a.m. I would come back and pretend I was sleeping, and I never got caught. And my family does not know until this day, until right now.
I never looked at my father like straight in the face, looking like this, like with whole full look.
How's that make you feel?
I feel like maybe he thinks I was a mistake. Because you're supposed to love your kid, you know what I mean? Like whatever they want to look like, however they want to dress. And it seems like my style makes him like not see me, I guess, as a man or whatever that means. I'm not saying that's what he's saying, but for your own father not to look at you in the face is strange. Goddamn.
I like to confess that I'm a sex addict, and I think about sex every second of the day, pretty much.
And how does that manifest itself in relationships?
See, so like I've never had a relationship before because I'm scared of commitment.